Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first reading wrap up for 2026. I'm going to be splitting it up into two parts because I did read quite a bit. So I'm going to be separating it into manga in the first part, manga and manhwa in the first part, and the second part is going to be my light novels and my danme. This is, again, January 2026 reading wrap-up, or reading log, whatever you really want to call it. So let's just get right into it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And let's get started. First off, we have Under the Oak Tree. This is the novel, but I read the comic. If you saw my short, I picked up the comic at my local library and I read it and I loved it so much that I decided I was going to purchase it, and then I saw they had a novel version and I went with the novel instead of the comic. So that's what I have to show you because I had to return the comic. So this story is about a forced marriage and they're spending time apart for various reasons. When they're reunited, they have to learn each other's personalities. Keep in mind, this forced marriage, before the marriage, they were complete strangers, so they know nothing about each other. So when they're reunited after their marriage, they have to learn each other. Learn each other's likes and dislikes, get to know one another. Our main character also has to get used to a new environment. This is basically a lot of world building, introducing the characters. We have some character growth for our main character. Trigger warning, there is abuse in it, or past abuse, but we do see it, so just a warning for you guys. Also, let me know down in the comments, where would you keep this? I don't really know where to put it. I don't know if I should put it with my regular books because it is a novel, or do I put it with my light novels because it's a novel based off of a comic? You guys let me know. It is by Inklore, so I think with the light novels, but I'm not sure, so you guys let me know. Next up, we have What It Means to Be You, Volume 1 and 2. Big trigger warning right off the bat. Had I known this before I purchased it, I would not have purchased it, but nonetheless I did, and now I know, and I know for a lot of people it can be a real issue, so I'm just going to put it out there. It is a spoiler to the story, but it is a trigger, and people should know. The back of it doesn't say anything about it. Like, there's no warnings on it, so, but yeah, the trigger warning is suicide. So we have Violet, our main character here. She has a noble title. I think she's a princess. I could be mistaken. Anyways, they're getting married. They're to be married because he wants a title. But right after they're married, like at the wedding party, her family announces that they've lost everything, including their title. Her husband now is always away at work, and his family mistreats her because she has no title. After an incident, Violet and her husband end up switching bodies, and they get to see each other's daily lives. What's going on, what they're going through. That part is really interesting. I do like the idea of switching bodies and actually seeing what is happening rather than just hearing about it. We have the Demon King's, His Majesty the Demon King's Housekeeper, Volume 8. The incident from last novel is resolved. We are still going through the competition for the cure. And we get some flashbacks to the Demon King's past. How he trained to become the Demon King, why he was chosen. Stuff like that. I really like that. I like getting a peek into his past. And I will be continuing that. Otaku Vampire's Love Bite, Volume 1. We have our main character, Hina, who is a vampire. She is a recluse vampire who lives in Romania with her father. She becomes obsessed with an anime, and due to that obsession, she decides to move to Japan to follow her otaku dream. There she meets her neighbor, who looks similar to her favorite anime character, but he has a completely different personality, and he kind of becomes like her first friend and sort of like a mentor, because you need to remember she's a recluse, so she doesn't really know the ways of the world. So he takes on like a mentorship type thing for her. The Failure at God School, Volume 1. We have our main character here. This is a world filled with magic and gods. And those who have magic get to go to a school to become a god. Our main character here has lived her whole life thinking she had no powers. All of a sudden, one day she gets a letter saying she's accepted into God school. When she arrives, there's a problem. They can't determine what her power is, and she lived her whole life thinking she didn't have any, so she can't help them answer that. So that's where the failure part comes in. They have classes specified for certain powers, and because they don't know hers, she ends up failing at everything she tries at the school. To be honest, I don't find there was no real comedy to it. I didn't really bond with the characters or the world. I find the main character to be a little whiny, but that's just me. I'm going to give Volume 2 a go. This is a new series, so they have Volume 2 out, and Volume 3, I believe, comes out in March or April. But yeah, I'm going to give Volume 2 a go, but let's say, like, with Otaku Vampire Love Bite, I love it so much that I want to collect the rest of what's out and keep up with it. Whereas this one, I'm unsure, so if there were more volumes out than just one more, I would only be picking them up one at a time rather than a bunch at once, because I am not clicking with the story. Next up, we have I Want to Escape from Princess Lessons. I got 3 volumes of it. It has an anime, and I loved it. When I saw that they had manga for it, I definitely picked it up. Volume 1 is, so we have our main characters. This is Letitia. This is Prince Clark. Letitia has grown up as kind of a spoiled noble's daughter. She just got to do whatever she wanted. She never really had to act like a noble. The prince becomes interested in her, and they get engaged. Now she has to go to princess lessons, and she does not like them at all. That's where the escape part comes in. All Letitia wants is freedom from noble duties. Due to that, there's a lot of shenanigans going on to escape from her princess lessons, and the prince has made it his overall duty to always catch Letitia when she runs away. She's also becoming aware of her feelings. Volume 2 is where the anime ends, so the anime is completed in 2 volumes for the manga. We have their wedding taking place in this volume. As you can see, she's in her dress with her bouquet, and he's in his outfit. We learn some of the past, why Prince Clark, how they met, why he wants to marry her. We learn Letitia not necessarily runs away because she doesn't have feelings. It is because she is embarrassed and nervous. So when she gets embarrassed and nervous, she gets the feeling to run. We get a lot of shenanigans in this. This is their honeymoon. Let's be honest, Letitia gets embarrassed very easily, so she decides that her honeymoon, she's going to invite the whole cast. This whole cast happens to include her brother and her friends and her maids. It is not a honeymoon at all. Shenanigans ensues. We get a peek at the brother. We're learning more about the characters. There's some character growth. I really love this, and I cannot wait to continue it. There's been 2 more volumes confirmed so far, and I'm really excited to continue it. I don't know how long the series is going to be, but I am really enjoying it so far. I picked up Twisted Wonderland, the anthology, at my local library. I pass this all the time in the bookstore, and the character design intrigues me every single time. This is basically a bunch of short stories about the students at the academy from the different houses and their daily lives. So this is a nice way, if you don't know the story, it's a nice way to get to know the characters. I liked it. I personally felt I got to know the characters a lot through this, and it made me want to actually read the manga. I know anthologies usually come out like at the end of a manga, but I liked reading this first. It's made me intrigued about the others. I also read Shiver by Junji Ito. Again, it's a library book. I wanted to read some Junji Ito before actually buckling down and buying them. I am a huge horror fan, but I wasn't too sure about it because I don't really read it, I watch it. So I figured this would be the right way to go because Shiver is 9 short horror stories. Overall, I really liked it. Personally, this story was the hardest to read. If you know, you know. It's called Grease, I believe, or Oil or Oily Grease, something along those lines. And it's not so much hard to read because of the horror aspect. It is hard to read because of the disgust. I'm gonna leave it there. Inspector Volume 10. we basically follow Kuro's cousin for a bit, and then Kuro and what's her name? Oh, this is gonna kill me. Kotoko, that's her name. To be honest, I should have read the back. I probably would have figured that out a lot quicker. Anyways, Kuro and Kotoko get started in another case, and this one is going to be a bit challenging. And the person who's behind it is a person we have seen in previous volumes before. And yeah, my volume is pretty messed up. Bite marks and fluorite. We have, I believe his name is Haru. Is that his name? Yes, it is. Haru is transitioning into a vampire, and he ends up meeting Akihito. When he meets Akihito, his world is kind of changed, and he ends up falling for him. Core Scramble basically is just, we have a group of humans fighting aliens. A group of humans who are helping the aliens for selfish reasons. Our main character gets hit on and kissed by a complete stranger, and thus starts a flirtationship, although he has no idea anything about this person who hit on him, who this person really is. Dekuboku Sugar Days. We have our two main characters who are childhood friends in high school, who are just now realizing that they have feelings for each other. So this is basically about them moving from best friends to something more. I really enjoy it. I want to get Bittersweet Days. There's a sale coming up at my bookstore, so when it does, I plan on picking up Bittersweet Days. But I thought this was really cute. Next, I read Crimson Spell Volume 6. In the final, Crimson Spell Volume 7. Volume 6, we have a soul split, as you can tell by the cover. This soul split ends up causing some jealousy and some issues for the main character. We also have a little bit of a big boss fight. Big boss fight continues in Volume 7. The soul split, they merge back together, but it completely changes who the main character is, and I did not like that at all. By the end of the story, I couldn't recognize him at all. He looks similar, right? Other than the tattoo on the side of his face and his hair color, but his personality took a complete 180. I don't recognize him, and for that reason, it was a really disturbing ending for me, because it's the first time where I've read a story where the very end of the book makes the main character seem completely different. I enjoyed the story up till Volume 6. When I read Volume 6, I knew something was going to happen, and I wasn't looking forward to it, and I was right. I was very, very right. That is all the manga I read this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for staying with me. It's a little bit of a long one, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.